that's very important. But actually, his concept still basic on the Newtonian, that kind of concept, the rational concept, scientific concept. It cannot motivate the inside the kind of parallel, that inside branch coupling, all of the kind of very rich inborn factor to support his theory. So his theory only can build the bridge, but it cannot build the life system, because with his resource and ability, it seems to be unable to build that very high negative entropy, that kind of system. Additional, that how to present that high negative entropy, that system, his theory seems to be unable to present that. Only his system only present that kind of very thin negative entropy system. So that is still belong to the Newtonian system. But that create that kind of new thinking for continued develop. I combine his theory in 1970 and that Chinese traditional Chinese medical theory, Yin and Yang, and finally consider actually that what the problem that the Parkinson theory face, actually the traditional Chinese medicine, Yin and Yang theory already resolved that. So that is what I say, the Yin and Yang system, that is four landmark, the fourth landmark of the negative entropy. It uses the Yin and Yang, empty and fullness, and cold, hot and cold, and inside and outside. That detail of inside the thermodynamic system, that completely different from the Parkinson's classic non-equilibrium thermodynamic system, and completely different from Newtonian system, because the primary element is different, the operation system is different. From use computer, that word, the CPU is different, the software also different. CPU, that for the traditional Western medicine, that is the matter, energy, number, space, and time. The operation system, the mathematics, logic, and imperialism. So imperialism. So that is the Western system. Chinese system, that's different. The primary element, that is free energy, negative entropy, temperature, and space. And the operation system, that is thermodynamic, advanced thermodynamic system. So that is different. So two systems is completely different, but two systems also is very important.
Negative entropy.
Yeah.
You're saying that these other scientists have introduced that as a possible concept.
Yeah.
But they haven't really embraced it.
Yeah, that's right.
And that and it is something that has to do with the mind.
Yeah.
Affecting how you look at the body or how you look at the whole system.
Yeah.
But with the Yin-Yang traditional Chinese medicine, that is the basis of it.
Yeah.
So we cannot go further till we understand that you look at the whole system like that. And that's how you bring a thermodynamic system. Do I understand that right?
Yeah, that's right. That is also create a so-called civilization difference. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I am not the racism, but we need to recognize that, say, Western people and Chinese people, that from the yin and yang, that aspect, they have some different. The so-called 2,000 years ago, in the so-called exact age, that ancient Greece and China, that in so-called before Qin dynasty, the people already that show up that kind of different. Western people, they are in the so-called fight that the yin and yang. They seem to be yang a little bit more dominant. So they catching the rationalism. They show up the rationalism seem to be easier. Chinese people, the yin and yang that is not yang dominant. They seem to be yang is not so strong, but yin and yang more balanced. So they seem to be catching the so-called reasonable non-rationalism easier. So they catching the thermodynamic, that kind of contact easier. So for the Western people, they catching the mechanic system easy. For the Chinese system, because they are yin and yang, more yin, less yang. Western people, more yang, less yin. They catching mechanic. Chinese tradition and Chinese people, they are less yang, more yin. They catching thermodynamic system. So that is the things. Even in that earlier stage, from their saber, that they already understand the catching the thermodynamic, the character of the thermodynamic system. So that is the different from the so-called civilization.
Yes.
Okay, we compare that form for the co-catching the negative entropy, that matter. The standard one, that is all. That is to say, have entropy and negative entropy. For the Western people, the mainstream, the Newtonian, that represented by A, they catching the entropy, that point, that the negative entropy be equally zero, that point. The Boltzmann theory touch the entropy and also imply the negative entropy, but it did not have enough resource ability to develop some kind of concept about negative entropy. Over here, C is the represent that the Schrödinger's theory. It recognizes the negative entropy some, but how to deliver them seem to be unable to deliver them. And D, that Poggen, he already built up from non-negative non-negative entropy from negative entropy, from non-life to life, build up that. But because it's still focused on the rationalism, they seem to be still unable to deliver all the system, for instance, the life system, with very high negative entropy. They did not have the resource and ability to develop that. E represents the yin and yang, Chinese system. They seem to be grab the negative entropy better. So that is for the negative entropy, that kind of comparison. The Western medicine right now still work on the A that level. Chinese traditional medicine seem to be work on E that level. So they are different. Yeah, they are different. So next, negative entropy, the body system is so complicated. I would like to simplify that and use Wong movement to explain the two systems, mechanic system and thermodynamic system. For that purpose, I think use Wong movement. That's a pretty good example. Wong movement is very simple. That is the container. Inside there have the water, the blue color, and the pollen, that is the clothes. Okay, so inside there have pollen and the water molecule that create that is so-called the Wong movement. That is very important, that kind of simple things to understand that the two systems and their interaction.
What is pollen?
Pollen, that is that, for instance,
the same stuff.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. over here, we're talking about the pollen. Pollen, that is some kind of floor or any flora, anything like that. For instance, the air, the pollen, that is the pollen, okay? So that is that kind of situation. We remember that the kind of example, the container, water, and pollen. Actually, that simple, the kind of example can present very complicated condition. Inside there, they have the pollen, they have a water. The existence and its behavior that the pollen create, that is Newtonian mechanic system. And the existence and its behavior of the water molecule, that create the so-called the thermodynamic system. So, of course, the pollen also have the thermodynamic activity, but because the space is so wide that its thermodynamic activity can be ignored, so it's not so significant. The water also has Newtonian mechanics, but the molecule is so small the kind of Newtonian mechanic activity can be ignored. So only things significant is Newtonian mechanic and water thermodynamic. That the pollen Newtonian mechanic and the water molecule thermodynamic. Additional between them, they have some interaction. The water molecule hit the pollen particle, and then the water molecule hit the pollen particle, and then the pollen particle will have some activity that their change will flowing the Newtonian mechanic, that kind of behavior changing. And additional, at another side, pollen hit the water and also create some the activity. The water molecule will have the behavior as same as the thermodynamic, that kind of behavior. So so we have a two presentation here. One is use pollen as a presentation, that is the Newtonian mechanic presentation, that is under the influence of the water molecule. So that is one of the presentation. Another presentation is the water molecule thermodynamic presentation with the influence of the pollen, that presentation. That is thermodynamic presentation.